Choose your character.
Romance by Robert Louis Stevenson. I will make you bridges and toys for the light of bird song at morning and starshine at night. I will make a palace fit for you and me, of green days in forests and blue days at sea. I will make my kitchen, and you shall keep your room, where white flows the river and bright blows the broom. And you shall wash your linen and keep your body white, in rainfall at morning and dewfall at night. And this shall be for music when no one else is near, the fine song for singing, the rare song to hear, that only I remember, that only you admire, of the broad road that stretches and the roadside fire.
Hello and welcome everyone. Today we're embarking on a literary journey into the world of Robert Louis Stevenson's beautiful poem, and the title is Romance. This poem is a lyrical masterpiece, blending vivid imagery, romantic ideals, and vertical expression of love and companionship. Before we dive into the poem itself, let's first take a closer look at the life of Robert Louis Stevenson and the historical context that shaped his work. Introducing Robert Louis Stevenson. Robert Louis Stevenson is a name you may already recognize from his famous novels like Treasure Island and Stranger Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Born in 1850 in Edinburgh, Scotland, Stevenson was a prolific writer whose works ranged from adventurous tales to heartfelt poetry. Though Stevenson became one of the most celebrated authors of his time, his life was not without challenges. He struggled with poor health throughout his life, which often led him to seek solace in the natural beauty of different places. His love of travel and exploration greatly influenced his writing, including romance. Stevenson's literary career flourished in the late 19th century, a time when Victorian ideals of love, domesticity, and adventure were deeply valued. These themes resonate strongly in his poem Romance. Historical context of the poem. Romance was likely written in the 1880s during the peak of Stevenson's creativity output. This period was marked by both personal and professional milestones for him. In 1880, Stevenson married Fanny Osborne, a woman he deeply loved, and the relationship influenced many of his writings. Victorian poetry often celebrate themes of love, nature, and the joys of domestic life, and Stevenson's romance fits beautifully within this tradition. The poems focus on shared experience, simple pleasure, and an idealist vision of life reflects the cultural values of its time. But romance also carries a deeper, universal message. It's not just about love and domesticity, it's about longing for a harmonious life, one free from conflict and filled with beauty. This idealism serves as an escape from the hardships of reality, a recurring theme in many of Stevenson's works. The poem's timeless appeal. Why does romance continue to resonate with readers today? It's because the poem speaks to universal human desires. The longing for connection, the joy of shared experience, and the hope for a life filled with beauty and harmony. Through lines like, I will make you birds and toys for your delight, of birdsong at morning and stars shine at night. Stevenson evokes a dreamlike world where love transforms even the simplest moments into extraordinary moments. His imagery of green forests, blue seas, and shining stars painting a vision of life that fills timelines, transcending the 19th century to touch our hearts today. Transitioning to the poem. Now that we have explored the life of Robert Louis Stevenson and the context of romance, we're ready to experience the poem itself. As we listen, pay close attention to the vivid imagery Stevenson used to bring his vision to life, the musical quality of the rhyme and writing that gives the poem its lyrical flow, and the emotion conveyed through its promise of love and companionship. Let's immerse ourselves in the beauty of romance. Beautiful, is it? Throughout this poem, Stevenson invites us to dream of a life filled with love, harmony, and shared joys. In the next segment, we'll break down to the poem's stems, structure, and literary techniques to understand how Stevenson created this masterpiece.
Everyone, today we are diving into the heart of Robert Louis Stevenson's romance. To explore its acoustic and linguistic elements, these techniques are the backbone of the poem rhythms, emotion, and evocative power, giving it a timeless appeal. Let's start with the rhyme scheme. Stevenson often used patterns like ABAB and AABB to give the poem a musical quality. This structured rhyme not only enhance the flow but also highlight keywords and ideas, keeping the readers engaged and emphasizing the themes of love and adventure. Moving on to meters, Stevenson's lines frequently feature iambic meter, particularly iambic tetrameter. This means each line follows a rhythm of unstressed and stressed syllables. Dida, 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 dida. For example, green days in forest and blue days at sea. This rhythm mimics the natural pattern of speech and the rolling motion of waves, perfectly aligned with the poem's themes of travel and exploration. Now, let's talk about Stevenson's diction or choice of words. His language is simple yet deeply evocative. Words like voyage, isles, tropics, transport readers to far-off exotic place. This word choice reflects the romantic ideal of exploration and sparks the reader's imagination. The poem stanza organization is also crucial. Stevenson often divides the poem into quatrains, 4-line stanzas, or couplets, 2-line stanzas. Each stanza introduces a new idea or image, flying into the larger theme of adventure and longing for the unknown. This structured format creates steady rhythm, mirroring the gentle motion of a ship on a voyage. Punctuation is another subtle but powerful element in Stevenson poetry. He uses commas for brief pauses, allowing the reader to savor the imagery. The second one is periods to mark the end of a complete thought, giving the poem its reflective quality. The third one is dashes to create dramatic pauses or skips, emphasizing key emotion or process. Lastly, sentence length adds a dynamic rhythm to the poem. Short sentences convey excitement and urgency, while longer sentences reflect calm, introspective moments, like the tranquil ebbing and flow of the sea journey. From its rhyme and rhythm to its evocative language and punctuation, every element of romance works together to immerse the reader in Stevenson's idealist world of love, travel, and adventure. This acoustic and linguistic technique make the poem a masterpiece that continues to captivate us today.
Now that we've explored the poem, do you feel like you understand it better? That's wonderful. Let's connect it to some useful English knowledge we can extract from the poem. By the end of this lesson, you'll not only gain a deeper appreciation of the poem, but also sharpen your own language skills. Let's start by discussing what we aim to achieve today. So here are the objectives for this session. First is to recognize the function of punctuation. We'll explore how commas, periods, and dashes guide the pacing and tone of the poem, and how they shape the reader's experience. Number 2, improve language skills through practice. Students will apply what they have learned by experimenting with syntax and punctuations in lines of poetry. Third is enhance pronunciation and rhythm awareness. By reading lines aloud, students will experience the musicality of the poem and recognize how rhythm and punctuation go hand in hand. These objectives are designed to make the learning process engaging and interactive. Now we are in learning media, syntax, and punctuation. Let's start with syntax. Syntax refers to the way words and phrases are arranged in a sentence. In romance, Stevenson uses simple but impactful syntax to create a balance and rhythm. For example, green days in forest and blue days at sea. The structure adjective plus noun creates a rhythmic flow. Also, the parallel arrangement of green days and blue days mirrors the harmony Stevenson envisions in life. Second, punctuation and its role. Now, let's talk about punctuation in poetry. Punctuation is like a conductor in an orchestra. It controls the pacing, pauses, and emotions. Stevenson always uses punctuation strategically. Commas. It creates a brief pauses, allowing the reader to savor the imagery. For example, green days in forest, blue days at sea. Next is periods. Periods are marked the end of a complete thought, giving the poem a reflective tone. For example, of green days in forest and blue days at sea. Next is dashes. It introduces the dramatic shifts or emphasize key emotions. While not as common in this poem, dashes can create a sudden pause that grabs attention. Now, we are going in pronunciation and rhythm practice. So now let's explore how syntax and punctuation affect pronunciation and rhythm. Read this line aloud. I will make you brooches and toys for your delight. Notice the natural pauses created by the syntax and flow of the iambic meter didah, 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 didah. Okay, lastly, bring it all together. Let's put it all together. The syntax, the punctuation, and rhythm work hand in hand to make romance a lyrical masterpiece. Syntax arranges the words to create harmony. Punctuation shapes the pacing and adds emotion. And pronunciation brings the poem to life, allowing us to feel the rhythm. By mastering these elements, you not only learn the poem better, but also improve your own writing and speaking skills. Thank you for joining me in exploring syntax and punctuation in romance. I hope you've discovered how small elements of language can create big impacts in poetry. Keep practicing and see you next time. Goodbye. We have arrived at the end of this video and the most fun session of the video. Now let's play a game or quiz together, shall we? How was it? Have you answered all the questions with correct answers? I hope it can help increase your understanding about English. How was the video? Have you learned more knowledge and happy playing the game? Thanks for joining us with this fun learning video. See you next time!